Welcome to the Klementinum, today the heart of the Czech National Library. We're in a magnificent Baroque hall dating from 1722. The place that we're standing, the Klementinum, is also in site of an ancient chapel to St. Clement that is 1,000 years old. After that chapel came a monastery in this location, and then starting in the 1550s, a college of the Jesuits. Now that's a crucial story for European history and for world history. We meet the Jesuits all over the world. We meet the Jesuits in Latin America, we meet the Jesuits in Asia, we meet the Jesuits throughout Europe. The Jesuits are an order, a mendicant order of the Roman Catholic Church that was established in 1540. And by 1556, this order, started by Ignacio of Loyola, had spread throughout Europe and was already spreading to the New World and to Asia. And a core mission of the Jesuits was education. Where the Jesuits went, they established colleges and training grounds for new seminarians, for new leaders of the church. Another mission of the Jesuits, in fact, was to lead the Counter-Reformation against the Protestant movement. So the arrival in Bohemia was not so simple. This was the land of the Hussites. This was a center of the beginning of the Protestant movement. The Jesuits came also to enforce the authority of the church. Well, in 1550s, a Jesuit college was established in the Klementinum. By 1622, notice just 2 years after the defeat of the Hussite army at the Battle of White Mountain, the Jesuits were given by the emperor the authority over Charles University. Charles University having been a center of the Hussite teaching. The Jesuits began to administer Charles University. In a few decades afterwards, in the 1650s, they began to build from the Jesuit libraries of their college and the library of Charles University, the core of where we are today in this magnificent setting. In 1722, it was housed in this gorgeous Baroque architecture and design and great frescoes and paintings of the era. At the end of the 16th century, one of the remarkable Holy Roman emperors and Habsburg monarchs, Emperor Rudolf II, made Prague once again the home, the seat of the Holy Roman Empire. And so Rudolf lived in Prague, and Rudolf was an extraordinary emperor, beloved of learning, fascinated by astronomy, astrology, alchemy, the sciences that were just beginning, and he became a great patron of the sciences. And as part of that, he brought to Prague some of the most important scientists of the day, and most famously Tycho Brahe, the great astronomer who was in the line of Copernicus, and then Brahe, and then Kepler, on the way to the full Newtonian revolution of our understanding of the universe. So Brahe, though a Danish astronomer, ended his days in Prague under the patronage of the Holy Roman Emperor, Rudolf II. That means that in this collection, there are wonderful scientific instruments, there are records of Brahe himself, and there are records of the other scientists that were brought to Prague under the patronage of the emperor. Well, the Jesuits had a tumultuous existence in the 18th century. They were very powerful. They were a force to reckon with in politics, not just in theology and in education. And they riled a lot of the secular powers around the world. And indeed, in Spanish colonies and in Portuguese colonies, the Jesuits were repressed by the secular rulers who said, who are they to meddle in our political affairs? And the Pope in 1773 actually ended the Jesuit order, suppressed the Jesuit order. And at that moment, what had been a Jesuit institution of the Klementinum became an imperial institution, now under the patronage of Empress Maria Theresa and her son, Emperor Joseph II. So in 1773, this institution became a library, a center of learning, and absolutely remarkably, a center not only of astronomical observation, but also of meteorology, of weather observation. And what began here was a collection of remarkable weather measurements that have lasted continuously since the 1770s. In the 19th century, as in all institutions of Bohemia, the struggles for the national identity, for the Czech identity, also were part of the history of this institution. And with the founding of the Republic of Czechoslovakia in 1918, this place became the center of the new National Library, and it remains the center of the Library of Czechia, of the Republic, the Czech Republic, until this day. It is a treasure not only for the nation and the region, but one of the great cultural treasures of the world, and houses some of the most significant scientific and technological treasures of the Age of Enlightenment.